Blisters on your feet suck, and that's one of the biggest hurdles that I had to overcome when I first got into longer runs, because I would always get blisters on my feet. And so today in this video, I'm going to help give you some viable solutions on how to prevent blisters from forming on your feet while you're getting into running. So whether you're a beginner or just someone that is constantly dealing with blisters, hopefully I can help provide you with a solution that helped me in blisters once and for all. Guys, my name is Eric and I'm in the middle of a 30-day video challenge. We're actually on video 21, believe it or not. And in this video, I want to talk about some solutions that I have found work best for me in preventing blisters from ever even starting to form while I'm on my longer runs. When I first got started, I had blisters forming and it was super painful. So I used tape. And I would tape up, like the buddy system, I would tape up my toes, and it was one way to prevent the blisters, but it was very uncomfortable because you have this tape between your toes. It would come unraveled while I was running, and my feet get super sweaty on these hot runs. And it was just a mess at the end of the run. It was super uncomfortable. So if this is something that you're using and not having any success, well, I want to show you some other great solutions. Vaseline works. So a lot of people use this. They'll rub it between their toes, any points of friction. So it doesn't have to be your toes. It can be like under your arms right here where you rub a lot. For your fellows, it can be down under, if you know what I'm talking about. But the reason I do not use Vaseline anymore is because it actually is, I mean, obviously it's oil, right? And so it stains. It stained some of my favorite shorts, and in a way that you don't want staining, if you know what I mean. And it was just I don't know, I just don't like it. It never went away. So between the toes, it kind of just felt slimy. Just didn't work for me. It does work, but it didn't work for me. So what I found is a better alternative is this stuff right here. This is called Trail Toes. Now I don't know if this is widely available. I think it's local. They make it, I don't know, I think it's actually made in either San Antonio or Austin. I saw it somewhere one time, but this is local sourced Trail Toes, and it's basically like Vaseline, but it just says made in the US. But I want to say it's local to here, but it's very similar. The consistency, I don't know if it'll come up here, but it's very consistency to Vaseline, but it's there's like natural stuff in here. So beeswax, some stuff that I can't really pronounce, but I do see beeswax. Anyways, this is a natural substance, so there's nothing in here that's going to hurt or harm you. And this stuff works amazing between the toes and everywhere else that we just talked about. You can put this stuff anywhere on the outside, just to kind of help alleviate some of that friction points. And this right here alone will stop blisters. It even says battles blisters better. I don't know if you can see that on there, but battles blisters better. This stuff works really good. I know there's some other butter-like stuff out there that works, so try something like that. Now, the next line of defense is actually, believe it or not, your socks. If you're wearing a just general cotton, something like that sock, that's probably alone is going to cause blisters, because cotton is one of the most friction type gathering materials. I butchered that, but cotton just has a lot of friction. So you want a synthetic sock. So here are two great options that I use on a daily basis. This is actually my favorite pair of socks. They're by Features, and they come in some cool different colors. But Features, guys, if you don't have a pair of Features and you're struggling with blisters or discomfort with your socks, you're gonna want to go get you a pair of Features. I preferred the ankle length, the ankle tab, because what that does is it prevents any kind of rubbing around your ankles, obviously. So if you're using short socks or anything like that, you're gonna wanna switch to at least a minimum of ankle height sock. But these things have support, different little, I'm not gonna get scientific with it, but they have different stuff structured, like for your arch support, plantar fasciitis, all that stuff. Really great sock. It is sweat wicking, so while you're out running and sweating, guys, I'm not kidding when I sweat a lot, my feet get sweaty. These hold up really well. Even after they've gotten wet from the sweat, they do a good job of keeping my feet blister free and super comfortable. Now, if you really want to go all out, you can get these guys. These are the Injinjis, and these are toe socks. So they actually have a little compartment for each one of your toes. It looks kind of funny, but these work. They do work. They're a little much for me. This is actually a trail one. It's a little bit thicker, but they're Injinji socks. So again, ankle height. These are pretty cool. They're not my favorite, but they do work really well in preventing blisters. So guys, that's another option for you, socks. Now, the final thing that I want to cover is the shoes themselves. So a lot of times, this is one thing that I did not know when I got into running, is you might wear, for example, a 10 or a 10.5 size shoe on a normal day to day, whether it's your work shoes or just your walking around shoes. Maybe you're running, and when you run, you actually need a bigger pair of shoes. So for the longest time, I was wearing 10.5s, and now I buy nothing but 11s for my running shoe. I went up a half size, and that gives your feet just that little bit extra room to basically expand, because as you're running, your feet swell up, and the friction between your sock and the shoe, if it's too much, if it's too tight, it's going to cause a blister. So the shoes themselves can be giving you blisters. If you want a good pair of shoe recommendations, check out the video I made 2 days ago. It covers my recommendations and my current shoe rotation and how I utilize shoes like these right here. These are the Asics Nova Blast to prevent any kind of blisters. They have a lot of room. The uppers are very soft, very mesh-like, very good breathability, so it helps kind of alleviate some of that heat. Now, if you're interested, let me know, and I can show you what these are right here and how these help me as well. So, oh, we have a guest. Hey. All right, well, had a little interruption there, so let's get back on track. These guys right here are very good. These are custom orthotics, and they offer more support than, it's not really blister alleviating, but anything you can do to help support and, you know, just make your overall contact with the ground. Your foot is getting a lot of pressure every time you make contact with the ground. So if you're not wearing the right shoes, if you don't have the right support, it all kind of ties together. It makes one big picture that you have to kind of fine tune your to everyone's different. Every foot is different. Everybody's, you know, running style is different, and you're going to have to fine tune it. But hopefully these little tips of advice help fine tune your methods on reducing the blisters, because let's face it, if you have blisters on your feet and you're rubbing blisters every time you run, you're probably not going to want to run because it's super uncomfortable. That's what was going on with me, and so I had to find a solution, and it took me a couple different, you know, the tape and then the Vaseline, and then we ended up with really good socks and trail toes. So this is my favorite thing. I cannot do like long runs without this, and if I forget to put it on, yeah, it sucks, because I know instantly as soon as I start to feel that discomfort and that friction, I forgot to put my trail toes on. So guys, let me know in the comments what you're using to avoid blisters and any kind of discomfort in your feet, from the socks you're wearing to the shoes you're wearing, and any kind of ointments or any other method you're applying to help prevent that. Thank you so much for watching, and please give this video a thumbs up if you learned anything out of it. Hopefully I helped you in relieving some blisters, and we will see you tomorrow.